Wow, that's bad, bro.
Yeah, like, do I go in? It was just like, it was just shit.
The Star.
Yeah, y'all already know. Seven the pan. That dude Fizz on the beat. Yeah. We live in entertainment. Sound change. Crown the kings, homie. This is where it get ill. About to have the tip off live as a tip drill. From the court to the diamond, to the track, to the big skin, flying around the field, starting five forever, keeping it real. If it matters in the world of sports, jeans and long sleeves, they taking no shorts. So hot to death, oh yes, these other sports podcasts live as a pros course. Biz market wave, the starting five goes off. No matter who you cheer for, emotions out the window, they analyzing with clear thoughts. They take it way deeper than the force ever. No longer got any use for the four letters. The latest news, score stats and a view from the sideline. Ain't no guideline, it's just the truth. Yeah, no need to dig for a pardon line. It's always in season if people starting five. We going in on three, run the baseline, starting five. We got what you need. If the sports news you see, we don't waste time. We talking cause we live it. We got what you need. We going in on three, run the baseline, starting five. We got what you need. And y'all know me, seven sign, I'm the illest cat stick. I got what you need.
Apologies for all the false start penalties that I started the show with today, because I'm still trying to get used to this new computer. Hopefully, it actually just works out great for doing this show and stuff.
Hey,
But yeah, if y'all didn't realize the skippity hip hop at the start, but I gotta commend y'all too, because y'all were on some like news anchor levels. Yo, I gotta run to the bathroom, and what y'all can't see is the behind the scenes when the video was playing.
I had to rip on the beer.
Okay, and they both disappeared, but they both came back into frame at the same time.
Bro, I was like, damn, that's a long intro. I don't remember it being that long.
It's only a minute and about 20-something seconds, 30-something seconds, but big ups to y'all for hitting your mark. But y'all know who I am. And if you see my name down bottom, I'll explain. Yeah, literally, like with maybe like a half a second off of each other. Tyrone slid in first, and then you came in right after.
5 seconds after.
But anyway, I'll explain my name and I'll explain my my occupation on the bottom in a minute. But until then, y'all already know. Right next to TJ's head. Use that box. Go to hooksrub.com, 20% off your order using the code starting5. Tyrone will one day point in the right direction. But right now, TJ actually
on his screen.
On my screen, it is right.
Reverse.
Yeah.
You guys are both.
You know what?
On my screen.
Well, I'm on my screen. I'm pointing because I mirrored myself. I'm pointing right in the right direction.
Yeah,
and Tyrone, maybe you got to do the JD Vance and turn your computer upside down like JD Vance.
When you watch the tape, you'll see it. You guys are opposite point of me. It looks weird.
Yeah, Dan, on our screen, you're pointing the wrong way.
I'm right here, but I'm the only one wrong. I'm right here, but I'm the only one wrong. But like I said, maybe
like this,
you'll see in a second. See now, I'm gonna send y'all that picture in a second. But like I said, until we get it right, Tyrone, do the JD Vance and turn your computer upside down, and then maybe it'll be in the right direction.
Oh, damn.
But until then,
I'm right on my screen. I don't care about your screen. On his screen, on my screen, I'm correct.
I know. I know that. All that spit you do in the camera. I know your camera stinks right now. Well, go right ahead. I don't want to keep this a roast session. Go ahead, Tyrone. What else?
Yo.
Hey, my podcast ain't called The Lisper for nothing. You know what I mean?
Word up.
I'm here.
But keep going. Go ahead. What up, Tyrone?
I'm here. I'm chilling. You know, had a kind of bad work week. I set my hand on fire, but it ain't turned out as bad as I thought it was. But when you look down and you see your hand is engulfed in flames, you know, you freak out a little bit. I couldn't do, stop, drop, and roll. None of that stuff came to my head. The whole thing was like, oh, shit. But I threw the glove off and the hand wasn't too bad. But I forgot I was working on a machine and I had some grease on my glove and I lit the torch up and yeah, man, it was like flame. Oh, it was flame on.
Bad things happen.
Dude, so after I got the flames out, right? My hand was hurting so bad. I was so scared to pull the glove off because I didn't want to look. The glove, wear your gloves at work because they do protect you. Because I took that glove off and my hands wasn't too bad. You know, it's got a little bit, a little scorching on it, but them gloves saved a whole lot.
You ain't JPP yourself. That's all that matters, bro.
Yeah, right.
What kind of do you use like the rubber coated gloves like the Vipers, or do you use like the leather joints?
No, we got like the cowhide leather gloves because they're for welding and stuff.
Yeah.
Flame retardant shit on them. So I'm glad I had those. If I'd have had them rubber ones on, dude, it would have been over.
It would have been over. You would have ate right through that.
Yeah, one time I burnt my hand with the rubbers on, and it was like stuck to my hand, the rubber kind of melted to my palm.
Yeah,
that going on.
You was burning your hand with the rubbers on, bro.
Hey, yo, that just sounds crazy. That whole sequence right there sounds crazy.
No goodie.
That sounds crazy.
Yo,
you reminded me though.
What do you gotta have? What kind of disease you gotta have to burn yourself with a rubber on?
That's what I'm saying. To burn your hand at that. That's why I said it sounds crazy. That sounds crazy.
That's funny.
It's better than
got the new Beatus Meatus.
You got the toxic hands, bro. Your hands are toxic. You can't touch shit.
God damn it. Damn it. Well, what up, TJ?
What up, y'all? Another good week in the books. I go on vacation this week. So I will not be available for next week's show Sundays. Gentlemen, sorry. I'll be out in LA to visit my daughter. It's my yearly trip out there, so I'm excited to see that. Also, if the Dodgers somehow beat the Mets, one of these two games, I'll be in LA for game 1, rocking my Yankee shit, hard body karate. So I'm gonna try to find either a cigar bar or a Yankees bar and go out there and rep for the squad. You know what I'm saying?
Just make sure you take it off once you leave the venue, so there's no mix-ups in what hood you from. Because I don't think Mount Vernon is an area in Cali.
Nah, you right. But I won't be traveling in those neighborhoods this time of year. I keep it commercial. So. But yeah, LA's nice. It'd be good to get out there. My daughter said the weather's nice out there. It gets a little chilly at night like it is out here. So I'm looking forward to it. Other than that, we got to get into what we got to get into today, Dan. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but you just said a word that's a damn lie. It's getting a little chilly. Yo, nah, it's turning brick as soon as the sun goes down out here now. Like it's going from 70 to get your ass in the house. Where's the heater? at type cold.
Well, yeah, she said it ain't getting that cold, but she said pack some jeans. We're gonna go see Kay Trinata on Saturday night, so that's gonna be fire. If you don't know who Kay Trinata is, get up on that dude. Extraordinary producer, kicks out some great songs. That's free. That's enough free promo for you, Mr. Kay Trinata. Anyway, besides that, like I said,
he's good. He's good, but I don't go running for his music. But
right.
real quick though, TJ, once again, you and your fucking brother were at a show that I didn't even see no fucking advertising for.
Yo, let me tell you about this. Let me tell you about this. I've been plotting a year now to go see Czarface, right? Because I'm like, yo, why ain't they getting the hype? They got damn near 11 albums or some shit like that. They've been out for like damn near 10 years. They could headline. I would love to see them and Run the Jewels on the same card. That would be a phenomenal show. I know Deck got a busy schedule with Wu-Tang, but they're like, yo, make that happen. Show was phenomenal in a place I've never been to before in my life. In a shady area of Brooklyn, it was by some wharf reef shit. I don't know. There's a lot of factories. You don't want to get caught out there by yourself dead at night. All right. It was called the Brooklyn Monarch.
What street?
I gotta look it up for you.
Like close to? Was it close to the area where it sounds like something like in Bushwick, because like Bushwick, close to Bushwick is like, man, like factory building, you know, or close to where we were at Williamsburg when we used to go to Brooklyn Hip Hop Fest over that way.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you what the address is right now. Give me 1 second.
But yeah, you got to see fucking Czarface.
Yes,
that was good.
It was on 23 Meadow Street in Brooklyn. That's what it says, East Williamsburg, but that shit did not look like East Williamsburg to me.
Well, Williamsburg ain't that fancy.
Yeah. So we went to see Czarface. Fucking phenomenal show. The crowd threw me off like a mofo though, because there was mad whiteheads in there. I think me and my brother were like maybe 10 people of color at that show. It was wild. They had some opening acts and some dude named Ocelot, and forgot the other dude's name. Oh, Ill Bill was there. He opened up for Ill Bill was there. That's why it was mad whiteheads out there. But Ill Bill was there. He opened up for Czarface. And then Czarface.
But I don't expect, to be honest though, but for Czarface, I don't expect many people that look like us to really be, because you can tell from who we are around, especially except for from the group. But like most cats out there, they don't know who Czarface. They don't know Czarface like that. They don't know Czarface like that because Deck and them ain't on the radio, so they don't even know that Deck got all his fucking music out. Especially
that's wild.
The Czarface Collective.
That's wild because they're a phenomenal group. Like their music is phenomenal. They are top tier lyricists, and they get into comics. They get into modern day shit. Their lyrics is Deck is on another level with this dude. I'm not gonna lie. This is the Deck we wanted. This is the Deck we wanted when he put out his solo albums type shit. His penmanship game is beyond phenomenal with this group, with with Esoteric. They complement each other so well when it comes to bars. Heavy bar wordsmiths. I mean, you're going to get a story. These guys can tell a story and make you visualize it as you're listening to it. Phenomenal. The beats is always fire. I got to give Seven a lot of props as a producer. Highly underrated. He gives these guys a phenomenal sound. So if you ain't on his Czarface, I can't promote them enough. These dudes are fire. Their merch is bananas. You need to get up on their merch. Their merch is comic book worthy shit. You know what I'm saying? So
I have. I could go inside and get it. I got the 12-inch with the fold out is the comic book. I have it.
Ooh, yo, their merch is phenomenal.
That's not and I think that's just one of the maybe the first or the second Czarface album. I'm mad I missed the first one with the character with the Czarface
Yeah,
toys.
yeah.
And then recently, like maybe like a month or two ago, I on consecutive days I was running the Czarface and Doom album. I was running
Yes.
that.
So getting back to what you were saying, these guys do not promote themselves like they should for a group of their stature. They do not promote themselves. And like I was saying, I told my brother like a year ago, I said, I'm going to be on a hunt for these guys. Anytime I hear people coming out, albums coming out, as soon as the album drops, I'm looking for the tour. If it's an artist I want to go see immediately, because that's usually following up in the coming weeks or whatever. Keep going. I got a thing on Spotify to notify me when artists are in my area. That shit pops up, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm in a car with my brother. We driving down to work together. And I was like, yo, Czarface is going to be in Brooklyn on a Thursday. Buy it. He didn't even let me finish the sentence. He was like, cop that shit. Cop it right now, dude. Don't even waste time. It wasn't even a sold out venue. It's a decent venue for a show. Because you obviously saw how close we were to the stage. Like, these guys are phenomenal.
You think
that sounded like my PS5 story. Just give it to me. Buy it. Give me.
You think that the no promotion stuff is like due to like Inspector Deck, because I always wondered about that dude because of the simple fact that with the Wu-Tang and all that stuff, and he always kind of played the background. He never kind of promoted himself. You know what I mean? Even when he was doing his own stuff, even when Czarface first came out, he could have used like Method Man was acting. He had Ghostface doing a bunch of shit. He could have kind of like he had
honestly, and he has quite a huge comic. They got a huge comic book following from comic book crowd, like Comic-Con type people. And I think the label's dropping a ball on that, like, because their artwork on all their stuff is top tier. Like the product they put out, besides the music, their artwork and everything that goes into their merchandise is all top tier. The shit is fire.
I believe
and I think they're missing the boat on that.
I believe they're independent. Number one. Number two. Deck has mad albums. So when you was just like, yo, I think Deck has been, the way you hear him on Czarface, he been rhyming like that on all his albums. The difference with the Czarface project is there's a cohesiveness because of a story being told of the Czarface character that they created.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's telling the story via comic book style from the character standpoint that they created. But Deck, and again, I'm one of, if not one of the biggest Deck fans that y'all know, period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But that, the whole touring thing, because it goes to what I mentioned before. Like, I didn't even know that show was happening. But to be honest with you, I don't even know when a lot of shows are happening anymore, because the normal HADG thing is we get up one or two a year. Right. But it's like when somebody knows ahead of time, then we put it out there ahead of time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody's been doing that. And that's okay. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm missing shows that are like right a couple blocks away from me at Snug Harbor. One of them I miss on purpose because, whatever. I'll tell y'all about why I feel whatever. But anyway, you doing the smart thing, because that's how it kind of is nowadays. For some groups like that are on the indie run, they got their niche
core
fan
crowd
group that are going to do that. Yeah, they got their core crowd that they're gonna do what you did. Yo, if I want to see them, I'm going to find a way to track the way I can see them. Sounds almost stalkerish, even though it's, you know what I'm saying? But that's what the fan bases do.
You know what? It was crazy in all the years of HHDG. People post shows and shit. I've never seen or heard anybody been to a Czarface show. Never. And it was like, yo,
and the homie,
where are these guys at?
And
they don't even do.
Ian,
they don't even do like. They don't even do festivals, and they would kill at one of them joints. You know what I'm saying? Like they would literally kill at one of them joints. Czarface at a festival, bananas. Like I said, I would love to see them and Run the Jewels on a tour together. That would be phenomenal, phenomenal. I don't care who opens or who finishes.
Nah, they would
Either
have to open.
yeah,
Czarface would
they
have
most
to.
like they would have to open, but that would Run the Jewels. That's just a concert for the ages. I wouldn't miss that. I would go to
Yeah,
that
but
heartbeat.
like because we're talking in my lane of underground. Like I don't does LP fuck with 7L and Esoteric. You know what I'm saying? Like I look
Oh,
at it on like that level because it seemed like a lot of people had issues with the crew from Boston. So with SO
you
and
might be right.
7L,
I heard
and I
something
know that
about that.
they were and 7L and SO was like an acquired taste kind of group. Even though I was watching a thing about Vinny Paz. Shouts out to Vinny Paz. Somebody made a thing about him, and those two were in the Army of Pharaoh's crew, but
Right,
then they broke off. They broke off
right,
from that.
right.
Talking shit about Vinny and all of that stuff. So I don't know. I'm not asking. I'm not speculating or whatever. I like what they do. I like what they do. But it's just
But
I'm a bigger company flow guy. I'm a bigger LP guy. Like
but
I noticed like my bad Tyrone. I was like I noticed that like when I did try to make beats, that's another question we're gonna get to that in a second. But when I did try to make beats in my past, though, like Dilla's my GOAT, RZA's probably the next up, Premier's probably the next up, and then Mad Lib, even though I think Mad Lib is
Oh,
the best
Mad
living
Lib.
today.
Mad Lib
But
is nasty.
I think the way that my sound was going was I think LP might have been my biggest inspiration. And you want to talk heavily slept on, but we'll pause that to let Tyrone get his
well,
question.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't know how beef or whatever, or how you feel about another performer or rapper or anybody else is going stop money, but Killer Mike, I feel like Killer Mike could squash anything. Like Killer Mike's a cool dude. Like I feel like Killer Mike, if it was about money, Killer Mike, and it was a beef, and they, like you said, Killer Mike should be able to be like, yo, let's get this money, guys, and whatever else is in the background, we can kill it. So I think that Czarface and Run the Jewels could possibly tour together because I don't think it's a beef thing because Killer Mike is a guy that is cordial. You know what I mean? He's a guy that
Yeah,
can.
He's
I
a
never
voice of
said
reason. He's a voice of reason.
yeah. No, don't get it twisted. I didn't say that it can't happen. It was just a thought.
No, I'm just saying. I know
Because
I was just making off your
I
thought
remember
process. I feel like Killer Mike could squash that if they really wanted to do it. You know what I mean?
yeah, but also time, age, and being adults can squash a lot of things too. So but like
Word.
I said, because I don't know. I just do. I just remember. I remember the underground era, and I remember, my level of underground era, which was that Def Jux type shit. But Ed said, "Killer Mike too busy beefing with MAGA and the Democrats." Kinda. But we'll get to that in a sec. Ed, we'll get to that in a second because how the mighty have fallen for some. But two questions from me. I guess question of the week style hip hop wise. Number one, I got to give this up to the homies from the Owners Box podcast. Shouts out to Seuss the Connect as always. B Price and Scott
Yeah.
Free.
Yep.
I remember a couple months ago, they mentioned some shit like everybody kind of had a rap name, a tag name, or something like that, right? But the way that they framed this was just like almost everybody's name from the 90s was kind of an acronym. And then when you go through a lot of these, like you go through KRS-One and so many others, it's like your name broke down to an acronym in some sort of a way.
Yeah.
Like I know for me, like I was trying. At one time, like I was trying to think, like what Ace, and I spelled it ACE, not like Master Ace. It was ASC at one time. But I was like all creative energy, all city, everything. Like I was
It's
trying to
like
think
what?
of like mad
Yeah,
different, like
Gangstar,
different name flips.
Guru. You know what I'm saying?
Right, Wu Tang,
Wu
witty,
Tang,
unpredictable,
particular
witty,
style,
unpredictable
natural
styles.
gain,
Yeah, and
natural
also
gain.
other fucking acronyms that they tried to build it off of. So the question is, what were y'all tag names and did they break down? Tag names, rap names, like whatever y'all went by, whatever you did within the culture. Like what were y'all names back in the day? And did it acronym out? Like did it have an acronym to it?
Nah, I didn't acronym out. My name was just my name. I called myself the Apocalypse because that's how I felt. I was a little battle rapper between, I guess, 8th and 10th grade or some shit like that. And that was it. That's what I called myself. The biggest compliment I got, because my man was upset, I said some rhyme to him. He's like, "You sound like Parrish Smith." I was like, "You're biting his style." I was like, "Thanks." Because I do not like to sound like.
Do you remember any of those rhymes? I
Nah,
doubt you do, but do you?
nah.
Okay.
I don't even remember the rhyme. I got a rhyme. I spit a Freestyle Friday. It wasn't even a spit. Like I was like a long sentence. I was talking over it. I did a live joint for one of them Freestyle Friday joints. That shit is old. You gotta dig that shit up. It's like 10 years old now.
Yeah, we gonna have to dig that up. Tyrone, I remember you said you rapped, so
My name was Fly Poe, and it was because I was I did more writing than rapping, and I used to write before I started writing books and stories and stuff. I used to write a lot of poetry, and like I liked Edgar Allan Poe because I wrote dark shit. Like somebody's got to die. Like you know what I mean? I wrote that kind of dark shit. So Edgar Allan Poe was like my inspiration. So back in my neighborhood, everybody that was named Tyrone or Ty anything was always like Fly Ty. Like everybody wanted to be Fly Ty. So instead of Fly Ty, I just was Fly Poe for Edgar Allan Poe, and then the Fly Ty thing. So that's how my name came up. And then later on, I started doing things that other guys in my age group wasn't doing with the ladies. And one of the girls called me Ty Tungums. And that became my name for a little while too. I was Ty Tungums for about 5 years.
Ty Tuggums.
no Tungums. No pause on that one.
Yeah,
but yeah,
what you tugging, Ty? What you tugging, Ty?
The only, I mean, besides the names, besides hip hop wise, it was DJ Ace, and then I realized when I learned that there was another DJ Ace, which I never intended to steal another DJ's name. Like I never intended that. I honestly wasn't familiar because I also wasn't listening to WBLS because he used to be on WBLS. This is the same Ace that if you see him on his Instagram, he's a police officer that is nasty. He's one of the nastiest. Yeah, I'm not. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's nice, but I never knew that. So that's where the 5 came in. So it's just Ace 5 because 5 just happened to be my favorite number. Plus 5, there's roots and connections to the 5 too, which that's another for another day. Even though
we're not getting into that,
I think I broke that down too. No, it's layers. There's layers to all this shit.
Oh damn!
But I'm not done. Go ahead, Tyrone.
You was DJ and I was rapping a little bit. TJ said he was on the Freestyle Fridays thing, right? So why don't we be like that that NFL commercial with Randy Moss and them when they said we should come out of retirement?
Nah.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought, because a part of my next question to y'all has something, not really something to do with that, but hold that thought. So it was when I for some reason, because I was the fat guy, and I was just like, let me try to change my name. And I even got these business cards made up at like a fucking like business card like kiosk thing. I tried to run with DJ Jello, GEL-O, because I was the fat guy. And that shit lasted That shit lasted all for what, like
3 minutes.
as long as yo, I like eventually I threw them business cards out like, yo, this is dumb.
You
I'm
went
not
all the way through with it with the business cards though.
well, because the business cards was like 50 for like $10, and it was at like a fucking like it looked like a soda machine, vending machine, and it printed right there. But I was like, nah, this is fucking dumb. This was a fucking terrible name. Ain't nobody gonna buy into this name at all. So
You
I
saw
just
you
stuck with the
when
Ace
you looked
5.
at it, you was like, "This ain't right. This ain't right."
Yeah, and when I wrote it too, it was like when I wrote it too, it just felt stupid when I wrote it. And so I just
Something's
stuck with
off
the
with
Ace
this.
5. And then because of podcasting and just mentioning the name while podcasting, I just say now, as you can say kind of like how you have to say A Tribe Called Quest. I say that DJ named Ace 5. And so I just keep it like that now. That DJ named Ace 5. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta say it all. That DJ named Ace 5 is the name. But yeah, like I mentioned some of the acronym shit before, right? So within that, I ask y'all because I did a mental checklist and I put it up on the HHDG Facebook group. I was like I was doing like a mental, what have I done within the culture? And now people who are of the culture, only fans of the culture, yada yada yada. Just because you didn't make it big doesn't mean you are not a part of this culture. It's how you contributed in your own ways within the culture. And like I said, I've DJ'd for a friend of mine for a show. Now it didn't happen a lot, but I've done it. You know what I'm saying? I've done hip hop events, like like our get-togethers, set up parties.
Bro,
I've
you was a
freaking
cameraman on
I
battle
host
raps.
I was gonna get to that too, but we hosted the Executioners on Staten Island. We did the Tracy Lee album release party. I was a cameraman for Rare Breed Entertainment. I did my own photo gallery show. You remember that, TJ?
I
That
was
was hip
there.
hop inspired via I Love Vinyl. Right. I Love Vinyl. What else have I done? Like I said, I've DJ'd, I've made beats. The only thing, and I've been on an album by way of a skits. Shouts out to Bunchy and Seven the Panther and Fred Binns. Me and JP and I was on the Open Bar album when we did a couple skits via the podcast for the album. So I did that. The only things I haven't done, which I did do, but that got lost in the sauce somewhere. The one thing I haven't truly done was rap, nor rap on a recording. Now I say it like that because I'll freestyle just some funny shit listening to a song and changing up the words type shit, or like one of my daughters, who is a Doom fan, by the way, my youngest, so shouts out to Zoe. She was listening to some shit, and I just started freestyling like on some like Houston, Texas flow shit. On some I done came down and watching these kids play soccer. Watching, I was just like when I got my brain snapped into the zone, I was just going in on everything and literally like everything like on some like if you heard Harry Mack or if you seen Breeze Ever Flowing or people like that who could just you pick up some shit and put it like I was doing that in the house. But I just never did it on like a song level. So what are some bucket list things that you would say you would like to do culture contribution wise, if y'all even had any?
That's a good question. Go ahead, Ty.
Well, for me, I like I said when you asked the question before, like what is hip hop to me? I am hip hop. You know what I mean? So for me, I write stories and I write my books. Every one of my books has a rapper in it. Every single one of my books has a rapper in them. And not only do my books just have a rapper in them, but I actually wrote rhymes for the rappers in my book and had them spit the rhymes in the story. So in the middle of one of my stories, it'll be like, hey, we went to this concert with this guy, and I literally would write the rhyme out in the story, like that's the song he was singing, this is the rhyme. And so I did that in every one of my books. Another thing that I did, I got songs out. I got songs right now that I did last year. My rap name is Lisperlicious this time. And Lisperlicious got music out. If anybody goes on my podcast on Spotify, I got like 4 songs on there. I did a Breathe song with I used Fabulous's Breathe for one. I used John with Lil Wayne and Rick Ross for one of my songs. I've got rap songs out. And the main thing that I feel proud of is that when I got my platform on TikTok and I got my started my podcast and stuff, I always had hip hop episodes, but I was able to interview Bigger Cook, who's a female New York rapper that's on the up and come. I was able to interview her, and I got an exclusive. I'll show y'all. She had a shirt that was made just for her for a performance. And because of my relationship with her, I was able to get one of those exclusive shirts. Me and her are the only 2 people on the planet that got that shirt right now. And then y'all know what I did when I found out about the Thought Squad. Y'all see how I got down with that. And then that linked me to another interview. I got an interview with her, and me and her are cool now. Like, we're friends. Like, I can talk to her personally. And hopefully, she's blowing up a little bit. She's got a manager now, and she did the little talk to my people thing to me. But still, if she blows up, whatever becomes of it, I got an interview on my podcast with her. I pumped her up, and I'm still gonna be proud and happy, even if she forgets where she came from. So I'm cool with that. I'm a part of it, as far as I feel like. Now in the real world, I don't know, but for me, I'm a part of it.
Yeah, because of this podcast, I was able to.
The question was. Right, my bad. I was gonna say the question was there anything that, like, bucket list that you feel like you still want to try or do with contributions to the culture? If you heard me, my bad, TJ. We'll get back.
No, you're good. You're good.
Well, no, I didn't. I didn't. No, I want to be. Yeah, what I want to do. My bucket list thing is that I want to get rap artists on. I've done it kind of. I want to get rap artists that aren't out there yet, that I feel as though should be out there, should have recognition, should be getting shows and all that. I want to get them out there. That's what I'm saying. So when I interviewed Bigger Cook, when I interviewed Thought Squad, I bigged up CZ Baby from New York. I bigged up the Girl Code from New York. It's these 3 hip hop dancers on TikTok, Yara, and Rosa and the 3 sisters, and they've been dancing on TikTok. I've been sharing their videos and bigging them up. That's kind of what I want my contribution to be to hip hop. I want to promote young stars that's coming up that's not getting recognition.
Yeah. So what I was saying, because of this podcast, I had the ability with you guys to interview Tracy Lee. You know what I'm saying? And he was very straight up with that interview. And I would like to do more stuff like that, like have real conversations with these people, these artists. I don't want to throw up softball questions that they got to answer the old generic political answer or whatever. I would like to have real conversations with these dudes from a fan perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of shit that fans want to know. If we have somebody we like, have you ever thought about collabing with this person? Or how'd you feel when you made this song? You know what I'm saying? It's just like you want a connection with that. So that would be my bucket list of adding or contributing to the culture.
Dope, and perfect timing to come in to answer that question is the man who made it out of hostile waters.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, fam.
and they didn't want to let me out. 95 had massive accidents on it and everything, bro. Yeah, bro. They was it went the way I thought it would go. I don't know if we passed that part or not, but
Oh no, we didn't get there yet.
We didn't get
that
there
at
yet.
all.
okay, what's the question? My bad, yo.
We're on the question of the day.
What's the question of the day?
The question was, the first one was we all had tag names or former rap names, DJ names, whatever the case may be. Like, what was your names if you had any? And because it was just a 90s thing, was it an acronym to something?
No, it was always JG or 4x4.
Yeah.
4x4.
Please explain this.
4 tough, baby.
It was 4x4 because of football, and my pop's best friend was this old dude from South Georgia named George, and he used to come to the football games. And when I scored my first multiple touchdown day, I came home and my pops and George was licking up in the living room. And I walked in and George like, "Hey, 4x4." And that shit just stuck, bro. It just stuck. 4x4. Yeah, because the low center of gravity.
That though, you could have ran with that. That's something you could have made a marketing scheme out of.
Yeah. Low center of gravity.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Tell him this way, DJ Jello.
Oh,
I know you ain't laughing.
And I finally found Ty Tuggums.
Ty Tuggums.
Well, yo,
Ty Tuggums. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
man, that was it. It's always JG, man.
But the other question was, which we was TJ was just finishing his point off of, was contributions to the culture. So I mean, it's clear I'm sure you've done hip hop based movies, video shoots before, but like, what's something that you would consider semi bucket list that you feel like you want to contribute to the culture, or at least attempt to try to contribute in your way to the culture?
I would like to spend more time and get more projects out there telling stories of foundation hip hop, because they motherfucking don't know, and it never gets talked about. And it's the only genre where the old heads don't get the respect they deserve, like in other genres. Like rock and roll, old timers is royalty. They're fucking royalty.
Right.
But the majority of folks now do not know the forefathers of the foundation hip hop who is still alive. You know what I'm saying? How it started. They don't know the records. They don't know the names of the artists. They don't know none of that. So, that's what I would like to do is spread more about, and again, hip hop. Remember, it's supposed to be a fad.
The knowledge.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a fad, and now we have 50. So, I think now is the time. It's to tell stories about how it all started, and make those names household names. You know what I mean?
Word.
Like no one's ever going to forget Chuck Berry. No one's ever going to forget Little Richard, Fats Domino, names like that. Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, all that shit.
Yeah,
those
BB
names
King.
are never going to.
Yeah.
Right? So, that's what I want to do.
Word.
Dope. But what I want to do right now is something that I found, because the Fly Poe told us a little while ago that it was there. So hopefully we don't get strikes. Do y'all hear it?
Yeah.
Do we hear it?
Yeah.
Looking from the sky. Contact has been attempted but cannot stand. Instructions are to prepare for an attack by an unknown enemy.
He even got the huh in there. Let's go, Lisper Lickums. He don't even give that. What? Huh?
Yo, how long is this intro, God? How long is this intro, God?
Word.
Small box turd 2 is my motherfucking pet.
I keep him
Oh,
with lettuce
no.
and keep that
Oh,
motherfucker
no.
wet. The cat's on my wife, he got his paws up her dress. I can pussy ass out, now that bitch look a mess. I bought me a dog to help me deal with the stress. He sit on the floor, I had to starve him
Let's
to
get to the
death.
chorus.
White Saul, she's upset. I've been calling the cops, the nigga
we
ain't
gonna
come
get
yet. She picked up the leash and put the chain around my neck. She took me outside and let it rain on my set. This ball is drawing and
Oh,
I
my
ain't talking
goodness.
about a sketch. I paid for the dog with that bitch EBT check. I bought her a hit because your dogs are the best. She wanted this dog from that full house show, I guess. The dog
Stop.
gone now. I
Stop.
know my
Oh, my
ass
goodness.
will be next. I'm sipping on the curb will be my fucking address. But I'm not that hard. Somebody lied, I got a rabbit in my yard. I got a rabbit in my yard. What? I got a rabbit in my yard.
He said get to the hook, so we lasted as long as we could.
Oh, I needed that. I needed
It did
that.
say parody. It did say parody.
I got a rabbit in
It
my
did
yard.
say parody.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay, listener.
but he was
Okay.
doing all the
Chorus-
uhs in the beginning.
The chorus goes, call out the rabbits like it be Easter on the 1st and eat all the carrots and hit them rabbits where it hurts.
Jesus Christ, man. Oh my days, sir.
It's just
Okay.
fun.
I hope YouTube don't strike us for that. I hope we don't get pulled down. I'm not worried. Monetization ain't a thing for us. I just hope this shit don't get pulled down because of that. But my goodness. But hey,
Hey, that's
commends
what
to you,
promotion, baby.
commends to you, because you stand on your shit. So you stand
Woo.
on your shit. But that was
It's
fucking
supposed to be
fun.
like that. It's supposed to be funny and corny and fucked up and all kinds of shit.
You aced it all, sir. You aced it all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
my guy.
I got a rabbit in my yard. I got a rabbit in my yard. Whoa. Oh. Oh. Shit.
All right.
But
Calm
yeah, I
down,
don't know
young
where to
man.
transition off
Calm
of that.
down, young man.
That's what counts as a play on my Spotify.
I
So
don't
boom, there go another one.
Word. There you go. But yeah, Jamal, that's what you mentioned. Though, that's some shit that we can work on, because I actually have something that I want to talk to you, and I got to talk to the brother T Smith to get involved with, because I've been sitting on a film, well, more like a series idea. I've been sitting on this idea for almost the 10 years of doing podcasting, but I'm not gonna
Okay.
put it over the airwaves
Don't.
because my thought is something that I still have yet to see put in video format. It's just a matter of working logistics and stuff like that, and trying to get things done. But yeah, we could work on, we just, we'll talk about that sometime during this week. We'll talk about that and what you mentioned sometime during this week, because when you said that, immediately I had 20-minute, half-hour YouTube video in my head on how we can do that, or how that can be done.
All right.
But
Sounds good, man.
we're gonna save Eagles Giants for last.
Really?
I
I
got
mean,
some
that's a
thoughts.
quick convo
I got
for
some
me.
thoughts. So TJ,
Yes.
no, it's not that quick, because
All
like
right.
I said, if you see my name, my business, business title on the
Okay.
bottom,
Okay.
because I had to get hip, I had to get right like y'all and flip flop it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
but yeah, let's start with our team that you're wearing right now.
Bruh, let me tell you something. This is one of the most exciting series I've ever seen, probably in my lifetime, or if ever. Because the way these back-breaking home runs were hit, the amount of clutchness in this series was bananas on both sides. On both sides. Shout out to Cleveland. They really hung in there. They didn't make it easy for the Yankees. They were not going to lay down for the Bronx Bombers and this New York team. It's his first. It's Volt. I think that's the coach for the Cleveland Indians. It's his first time here, first time managing this team. So Boone out coached him a little bit, but man, let me tell you, Juan Soto, a little bit of sprinkle of Aaron Judge, and good God, Giancarlo Michael Stanton.
Fam.
A menace.
He said, fuck the regular
menace.
season.
A menace, bro.
He
only has 8 hits against the Cleveland. He only has 8 hits against the Cleveland Guardians, and they're all home runs. That is fucking bananas. Bananas. You cannot pitch to this man. He's locked in. He is so locked in. But the man who was locked in last night was the 25. I still don't believe this dude is the same age as my daughter. He's 25 years old. And he's not even in his prime. What Juan Soto is doing at the plate, I don't know, man. Can I say he's up there with Ken Griffey at this point? The man fouled off 7-8 pitches. He refused to hit a breaking pitch. He forced that pitcher to throw him a fastball. Phenomenal. He's been on fire the whole series. Home runs, clutch hits. But like I said, Stanton is hitting game-winning home runs, game-tying home runs. Every time he's at the plate, it counts.
Yeah. And
I don't like the way baseball is going with this pitching. You need length from your starters. That's why Cleveland's bullpen got rocked, dude. They saw the same guy 3 nights in a row. It eventually is going to catch up with you. You can't keep throwing the same 4 or 5 guys out there every night and not think it's not going to catch up with you. The Yankees bullpen just happened to be a little bit better. But the only reason they were better because it's that 2, 3, 4 in the lineup. And Gleyber Torres has been phenomenal at the leadoff position this entire series. He's getting on base. He's getting pitches because you can't pitch to Juan Soto. You cannot pitch to Juan Soto. You would walk him, pitch to Aaron Judge, walk Mike Stanton, walk Giancarlo Stanton, and then pitch to the next guy. That's the strategy right now because those guys are so locked in. It's ridiculous. And those 2 guys are definitely going to carry the Yankees if they happen to win a World Series. I really hope Judge can turn it on. It looks like he's coming back into form. He's hitting the ball hard. He's just hitting it at people. But, man, this team is phenomenal. JG, you have the floor.
Yes, sir. Just right now, shout out to minus the Giants. Shout out to New York sports right now.
Word.
Shout out to just right now. This is the best time of year for sports in general because everything is around. So, but who would have thunk it in their right mind just 2 months ago that the conference championships would have the Mets and Yankees in it, right?
Nobody.
Yankees had a great record, but we knew as Yankees fans what always been happening to us every season. We don't have the pitching. I thought the bullpen was the weak link, and the bullpen has been incredible.
Listen, they were in a sorry slump over the summertime. They lost like 11. Yeah. It was bad.
Just piggybacking on what you said, man. Juan Soto. Just sign him for life. Sign homeboy for life. But
yesterday's price is not today's price, my man.
And like I said, we've been ready to just give Stanton away for free for some lunch tickets. The last 2 years, right? Yes. For some lunch tickets. My man,
he was never available though, JG. He was never available.
Fuck your regular season. He said, I play in the post.
Give me the playoffs.
Oh, what the? Where was this shit the last for 5 years, bro. Like, come on, right?
Bro,
So,
clutch home run after clutch home
clutch
run.
one. This feels like 90s Yankee shit. What they doing
Yes,
right
it
now.
does. Yes, it
This
does.
feels like 90s Yankee shit.
Absolutely.
I never
Not
thought
with-
that
but-
there'd be a
The Yankees
Yeah,
never
it's a-
had this type of power, though.
no, not like that. No, but you know,
Go ahead.
I never thought I would actually be rooting for the Mets in multiple occasions. Right? One, I rooted for. I said, please knock the Phillies out. Please, Lord, knock the Phillies out. And the Lord obliged. The Lord said, I heard your prayer, son. We're gonna send them Phillies back home. You know, that happened. The Dodgers are a fucking problem. A problem. And
That's
you
what
know, not gonna put the cart ahead of the horse, but they are a
I want to see
problem.
that. I want to see that.
I do, because right now that's the best two teams. The best two teams is going to get there. But if the Mets you know, the cardiac Mets may show up again. You know what I mean?
They die hard, bro. They die hard, bro. They're
They
like
die hard.
roaches. Hard to kill, bro.
And at this point, it don't matter who it is because we suck against the Mets the last 3 seasons, fam.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
So go ahead, Ty.
Owned us.
Yeah.
Well, that was my point I was going to bring up because clearly Yankees Dodgers is the World Series that I want because as a fan, that's the World Series that I want. The pitching versus the way the Yankees is hitting versus the Dodgers pitching and the Dodgers being that team in LA, New York, it's everything that I want as a fan. But you Yankees guys, I was like, are y'all out here rooting for these Mets right now? Because
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What I mean? That's not. I don't think that's the World Series that y'all want. You know.
I am rooting for the Mets, but I do want to see a New York LA matchup. What's crazy is Game 1 of the World Series is on Friday, and I'll be in LA on Friday. So if it's LA, I'm gonna be out there repping hard. Okay. But you got Ohtani versus Judge. You got Betts versus Soto. You got Stanton versus Freddie Freeman. Like, that Dodgers lineup is just as stacked as the Yankees lineup. The
Dodgers are better. The Dodgers are better.
It would be a heavyweight title fight for real. Mm-hmm. For real.
The Dodgers pitching can be touched, which is good. The pitching was our weak point. Our bullpen has stepped up. The Dodgers pitching is not as good as it can be, and they don't have Ohtani pitching, of course, you know, and so they're, you know, it's going to be a good. It could be a good.
I wouldn't mind that going 7. You know what I'm saying, just for dramatic purposes and stuff like that. But that's a series. You know how much money they would make off that series? The marketing alone would be bananas. Like the money involved with New York versus LA versus New York, East Coast versus West Coast, all that other bullshit that's involved.
But you know the money's there though in the Subway Series.
Oh yes, but you alienate about 90% of the country.
and that's okay. That's okay. In a way, that's okay. Even though, yes, it's the 2 long-time biggest like monster markets when it comes to professional baseball, and it comes to professional sports as a whole in some respects.
Right.
Cali, especially just LA, just the city of Los Angeles in sports in general, versus the city of New York in sports just in general. It's like I said, it's a marketing dream, no matter how you spin it.
That's like Lakers versus Knicks in the finals. You know what I'm saying? That's just as big.
But New York is something. New York versus New York is something that we've been waiting for, just as New Yorkers first and foremost. But it can be sold just as well as Yankees Dodgers.
Let me tell you something, though, Dan. Let me tell you something. If the Mets beat the Yankees ever in a World Series, we'll never fucking hear the end of it, bro.
Hey,
ever.
Oh, I've been saying that.
TJ, I got something to say. Okay, don't be, if you got horses in the game like you was a Yankees fan and the Yankees is going to the World Series. Don't be talking about you don't mind if it goes to a Game 7. You don't want no Game 7. Game 7 is the worst case scenario for you if you have a team in a series. Because anything can happen in Game 7. I like my team. When the Lakers went to the finals, I wanted them motherfuckers out in 6. Because Game 7, anything can happen. That was too close for comfort for me.
Would they say, don't let the ref beat you?
Right. Game 7 is too close for comfort. I need 6 games. I don't like sweeps because sweeps make me feel like the other team didn't deserve to be here. Sweeps make me feel like it was too easy. You know what I mean? So I don't like sweeps. I like 6. I like 6. That's what I like. That's the magic number.
5 is better. 5 is better.
6?
I just realized this nigga's name says Oxtail Thief. I mean, as much as them shits cost, I understand.
But why is 5 better than 6?
But yeah, man.
5, because the losing team's back is against the wall. They got to throw everything in at that point because there's no tomorrow if they lose. That's why I like 5 better than 6. 6, is you live to fight another day, but you're going back to the enemy's place. 5 usually is you on your home floor and you down. So now this is the hardest game to close out. You know what I'm saying? A Game 5 is harder than a Game 7, I think, because you have the opportunity to close them out and you didn't. That's going to fuck with you. But as the opposing team, the losing team, whose back is against the wall, you got to go all out tonight. Fuck Game 6. It's Game 5. You don't know if there's going to be a Game 6. You know what I'm saying? Game 5 is the deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? Because that means Game 6 puts you back in the series. You know what I'm saying? It gives you hope now. It gives you hope now. He's like, we had these guys against the wall. Now we got another game in our building. So let's go out there and take care of business. And then whatever happens, happens. At least we went to a Game 7. Nah, Game 5 is all the money on the table, dogs. All the money is on the table. What you going to do with that? That's why that game last night was so exciting. Because literally all the money was on the table for Cleveland. And they went all hands in. They literally went all hands in. I don't know if you walk Soto after he fouled off so many pitches, he was locked in. It just like, fuck it, just give him the base, and then you take your chances with Judge because you know how Judge has been hitting during the series, and that might save you. You know what I'm saying? It might be maybe he gets a single and they give up 1 run, and that's easier to come back from down than 3 runs. You got to look at the science and analytics, but I think he left the guy out there too long, and that error really was the catalyst to getting the wheel rolling to get to Soto, to get to that at bat. I mean, that game was phenomenal, just like all the other games previously. Listen, the game of the series is when Aaron Judge in the 9th inning with 2 strikes on him ties the game up. Stanton becomes behind him back-to-back. That should be soul-crushing. That should be soul-crushing for a team. Nah. They said, we ain't done. We come back and win it in the top of the inning.
Man, they clutched. They clutched this year. I mean, shout out to the Yankees for stepping up in the playoff time. They kicked it into a different gear. Same with the Mets. And the Mets have been the hottest team since the All-Star break. So, and I just remember thinking to myself, whoever has to play the Mets coming into the first round of playoffs, second round of playoffs is gonna have problems. Yeah. But no, man, good baseball being played.
Shout out
right
to
now.
Mark Vientos. I'm cool with his pops. Known the man Charles Vientos since the 7th or 8th grade. The kid is doing phenomenal work for the Mets. He's a star to make it. He's a star to make it. But like you said, Jay, like the Mets were a buzzsaw in the first round of the playoffs. You really didn't want to see them. The second round, Philly jumped on them kind of quick, but they shut all that shit down. Like you said, the pitching has been the thing, but I don't know what's going on with the pitching in the Dodgers and Mets series, because if you don't win by 7, if you don't get the first person to 7 is going to win the game. There is no pitching going on in that series. the Yankees games have been close, and they broke it open late because the pitching was that good. You can see the difference in the
bullpen
series.
was nasty yesterday. The bullpen
Yeah.
was nasty for Yankees.
Yeah.
And I went to bed when it was 2-2, and because I'm 48 and I got a prostate and I got to pee 3 times a night, I got up and just said, someone said, just check the score. I said, oh shit, they in extra innings, and I caught it right at the home run, man.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, yeah.
That was backbreaking. You could just see the dejection in their eyes after that.
That's the beauty about baseball, though, in some ways, if you see it beautiful, because you don't have to pay attention to the damn full game to get it all. You know what I'm saying? It's just how much of the game do you want to sit there and subject yourself to? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I love baseball. I'm not even close to as hardcore fan as I used to be, to where you have to see all 9 innings, shit like that. But for me, having to watch the full 9 innings it's situational. Because like I said, to sit there and watch a no-hitter and or a perfect game, you want to be locked in for every single one.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But then it's just, it's a game of failure. But 100%. You're sitting there waiting you're waiting for the one person to not fail and hopefully get that nice home run or the ill triple or something like that. Like, it's such a game of fucking patience that if you don't have patience, you can't. You just can't do.
You gotta love the game. You gotta love the game.
Yeah, and I mean, and extremely love it to sit and subject yourself to it on TV for all 9 innings.
That's me, dog.
Like, you gotta be able to
watch a game.
I can too, but I gotta be occupied with things. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason why you got the
background music for you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a reason why you got the old man in the stadium, half watching the game on their phone, but with a little transistor radio and headphones on, listening to the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, like picks up you know what I'm saying? Like, almost every time I went to a baseball game, I've seen the old man or middle-aged man with a transistor radio and headphones, and it'd be the old wire with the wire headband headphones too.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway, it looks like our Liberty and Lynx are tied up 2-2. What y'all wanted to go in about that?
They should have won that last game, but this is their time. This is it. They got to make their mark today. This is it. They got to. I mean, it's on their home floor again. I don't want this game to be within 1 or 2 points, even though that's the way the series has been played out. They really got to come out there and put their foot down and play some hardcore defense and put the ball in the hoop. I'm proud of them.
As I was just going through the scoreboard now, TJ.
Yeah.
My bad. I was just going through the scoreboard now. Each and every at the 2 wins that the Lynx got were on time.
Yeah.
The Liberty's first win was by 3, and then the next one was by damn near 14.
Yeah. So they just got to come in and do what they got to do. They've been a bridesmaid forever. It's always a bridesmaid, never a bride. They've been to the finals several times, and they've just been short. They've just been short. So they need to close. They need to sew it up tonight. You know, they don't need another finals loss on their record. This is the team that they should be.
That's that was my sentiment today. I'm like, I got the Liberty on my thing. I really believe that they're gonna win, but I'm just like, why? This is a good series because of 4-4 tie, game 5 for it all. That's always good. But it's like, why is it that though? Because I know the Liberty is the better team, clearly the better team, and should clearly beat this team easily. And they just, it's like you said, they played down to the level. They let the Lynx hang in there, and then next thing you know, you lost the one shot, one score game in the NBA Finals that you could have clearly won. A couple of those games down the stretch, the Liberty
They
had
should have
those
won
games
game one.
again.
They
Yeah,
should have
right.
won game one.
I'm saying. And so it's like, you got to come out here. It's game 5. You're the better team. Stewie, y'all got to get out there and put the foot on the throat and wrap this up, man. Because if y'all play, this team has proven that if you play around with them, you're going to fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So tonight, Liberty gotta get ahead and they gotta keep that gas on and keep that foot on the throat, or else they might be bridesmaids again.
Yeah, man, it's tough. I mean, these girls out there balling, but they playing neck and neck basketball, so it's coming down to the wire like that. I mean, the Liberty needs to take them out. Don't let them hang around, like y'all said. But in the true fashion of New York professional basketball teams, it's going to be okay. It's going to come down to the wire, and we don't know what's going to happen. So, I mean, but the funky thing is, if they win, that's the first professional basketball championship in New York in 50 years. That's going to be crazy.
Stewie channeled her intercepted viewing,
bro. They put more pressure on the Knicks right now. Boy, that's
she
even
channeled
more
her
pressure.
intercepted viewing on that finger roll.
Yes, sir. She sure did. It's all right though. It's all good. But we've had good quality pro women's basketball this year.
Yes,
and it's been that way for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And not to say that it wasn't like before, but I'm glad it's getting the coverage. Without Caitlin Clark, without Angel Reese, it's still getting, people are still excited and enjoying the level of basketball we're getting. So that's what's up. I'm gonna toss it to you, man.
And made, I think I saw Caitlin made first team All WNBA, which I mean, the girl balled out this year. No matter all the controversy, everybody tried to spark up and talk shit about with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she did her damn thing. She did the damn thing. Damn thing. Made a lot of rookie mistakes. A lot of turnovers, this and that, and the third. But I mean, she earned her place in. She earned her place in that league. I understood the problems and the beef behind all the controversy with her, which that shit goes on all the time. That shit goes on all the time. Like if all these black women in the league, and now all of a sudden you want to pay attention because this girl's here, even though we just mentioned Stewie, freaking you mentioned Super. There's been white women in the league tearing the league up too, as long as it's been around before Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Caitlin Clark just happened to be the new hype. That's all it is. It just showed it really all of the nonsense around Caitlin Clark this year, besides the bigoted racist shit from the fans who are new fans. It showed who pays attention and who doesn't.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's really all it did this year.
You know what the best thing about the Caitlin Clark situation was? That she won in, and all of that shit is negated. And like I said, all of that shit don't matter once you start playing those games. Because all of that shit got negated. Because now you can't, she did bring the ratings up. And all the accolades that she got in the WNBA, she earned. She deserved the Rookie of the Year. And you cannot say that she's getting put on the WNBA first team because of anything else other than the fact that she led the league in assists. She led the entire league in assists. And if you don't get on an NBA or WNBA basketball first team and you've led the league in assists, then that's a travesty in itself. So everything that she's gotten, everything that she's earned, everything that she was rewarded, everything that they said about her, she's earned it on the court, as opposed to if she would have made first team for any other reason other than that, then this would have continued on. So now I think that all of the bullshit, all of the racism, all of everything about Caitlin Clark next season is going to be over. Because it's a wrap. She did what she had to do, and now we don't have nothing else to say. You know what I mean?
And just off the strength of it's year number 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it's year number 2.
So speaking of names, I don't know if you've been paying attention to the internet in the last 10 hours or so, people are going around talking about Bronny James and he had a decent game, for the minutes he played last night. What they fail to mention is the Lakers got blown out by 60.
You see why he put his head down
60.
before you even said it, right?
60, dogs. What kind of progress is he playing in garbage time for most of the game? He's not going against the best players. He's not going against people that's pressing him hard on defense if you're down 35 points. There's nothing to do. Yeah, of course he's going to score. Everybody's scoring at that point. You're down 40, 50 points.
The funny thing is,
but still, what do you do in adversity? When you're in preseason mode,
no, they're talking about
like this still, I believe.
Now we see the potential. That's
what potential?
What potential?
What potential?
I said the potential for a guy that went to the NBA to be able to make a couple of buckets in garbage time. Yeah, that's his potential. Like, who gives a fuck, bro? Like, I don't care about Bronny James being able to make some garbage time buckets. Okay, if you draft a draft pick in the first round, this kid, if you draft a draft pick, this kid is supposed to be somebody that can make a difference on the court. And y'all want to keep saying, oh, the Lakers didn't draft him. Everybody wants to keep acting like the Lakers didn't draft him because of his dad. The Lakers saw something in him. The Lakers wanted him. And it's like, this kid was not brought in here to make a difference on the court. And y'all just keep giving him opportunities because y'all want to try to justify picking him up. Y'all want to try to make this like it ain't what it is. It ain't nepotism. Y'all want to try to make it like it ain't that. Y'all want to try to make it like it had nothing to do with LeBron. And so everything this kid does that's positive, it's going to be, yeah, look at Bronny. And I'm like, I don't want to see Bronny at all.
But you know what's interesting? You know what's interesting though, Tyrone, though? Because when I'm scrolling through my timelines and I'm seeing my algorithms and shit, I don't see the favorable conversation for Bronny. I see they're trying to kill this young kid because of who his daddy is, because of the quote unquote nepotism feeling situation that he was placed in to get drafted, which I ain't mad at. White folks did it all the time. White folks do it on every level of job all the fucking time. You can get your son hired in a multi-million-dollar. Go ahead, get your son hired. I ain't mad at that. But to what you mentioned, TJ, before of like the wicked, that's in garbage time. This is the reason why the bench players get minutes, because it tells the coach what can you do even within and through adversity. So yeah, it doesn't look great because yeah, he got the 17 points or whatever with 4 rebounds, I think, something like that. Whatever. You're gonna look at it in a certain way. Bring that inside. You're gonna bring, you're gonna make it look it's gonna look a certain way. Turn the light on, Zoe, because you just, people have their feelings towards Bronny, but still, you're still on a professional court. You're still in a professional league. Show me how you can be professional even through the bad times. It's almost like the same thing which what we saw today's game, Giants Eagles. The Eagles put the second stringers in later, whatever. Yes, it was it in that situation is a little different because you're putting them in there just to kill clock. You know what I'm saying? While the Giants still had a bulk of their starters in, because you're still playing the game. You still if there's time on the clock, there's still a chance.
It's not a pre.
No matter how you put it,
game, Dan. This is a preseason game. It means nothing.
Right. But it means nothing in the standings. It means nothing to a fan. But on a coaching aspect of things, I'm just giving a spin. Yeah, I don't care how I don't have no feelings towards Bronny doing what he did. I'm just giving it on a coaching level. Preseason, there's a reason for the preseason. You got to see what you got, because how many of those players are going to get cut when season comes around? You got to give them the time. For Bronny to get the 17 points in whatever minutes he played, Right. Well, you know what I'm saying? It's still it's it's just that you gotta see what
I know what you're saying. I get what
I
you're
know what
saying.
you're saying too. I get what you're saying too. But my problem is the Lakers are not. The Lakers are championship or bust. That's what they are. And so when you championship or bust, you gotta have depth. Bronny has to be able to contribute when it does matter. Because the Lakers have no depth. That's their problem. They need depth. You see how Boston won with depth. You see how the Knicks got a lot of depth. You ain't going to win a championship without depth. So they need a guy in there that's going to be able to contribute when it counts. And I just don't see Bronny being that dude. So why not get rid of this kid?
I feel you, and that's why I said you got to. I feel you, and that's why I said that's why I described it the way I described it. Is because you feel how we want to feel about him, no problem. But that time in adversity is where you try to find your depth. Where you try to find it. Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't against the starters and things like that. But in those minutes, that's where you find where your dogs are, because those are the ones that are selling out to make a play no matter what situation is there.
I need to know if I can put my players in. If I was the coach, I want to know if I can put my players in against the top-notch guys. I want to know that if I got a small forward that I need to sit down, can I bring in the next guy to play against Kevin Durant if Kevin Durant's still in that game? Not to stop him, but at least be decent enough. Can I bring in a guy that can play in the playoffs late in a game when my starter might be tired or somebody's in foul trouble? I need those dudes. And so watching Ronnie James get 17 points against people that's probably not going to play, against guys that probably are going to be cut, that does nothing for me. Because like I said, Lakers are championship or bust, and I need guys that can perform against top-notch caliber whenever I need to put them in that game.
Agreed. I didn't disagree with you. All I'm just further stressing is that garbage time is where, if you don't have those named players that can do the job, the garbage time is where you try to find those people as a coach. You know what I'm saying? Am I wrong, Jamal, or am I wrong? But that's the time where, and that's the place where you gotta find those dogs.
See what they
Show
can
me
do.
something.
Yeah, you're trying to fill out their 15-man roster. Just like you said today, that game was over. Both teams decided to put back. If the Giants sat down Jones, they should have sat Jones in the first quarter, but that's just something. But you got to see what those end of the roster dudes can do. Now, as far as Bronny, let him. They'll find out. I don't know why there's a contract. He making the goddamn team. They ain't gonna cut him. They ain't gonna cut him. I mean, come on. They gonna cut him. Why is he even talking about? They know where they gonna cut him.
G League.
Yeah.
Push him to the G League if you have to.
They may as well get used to him, because as long as his pops is there, he's gonna be there, and that's just the end of the story. So.
But back to the Giants-Eagles game, though. Like, you just said Daniel Jones. I actually felt bad for Daniel Jones in this game. And not because he got fucking sacked like 7 of the 9 sacks. But that your receiving core does nothing for him.
They
if he
dropped
can't
the
find
ball.
Malik Neighbors, he's got nothing. He's got nothing. This is why I made that Daniel Jones isn't 100% the problem. He's actually decent. He's actually yeah. I give it today. I give it about 70, and not even a full 70, because only Malik Neighbors was able to get open. Both of us had fucking injuries across the offensive line, which that could amount to why it was fucking sack fest 2024 today.
100%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Today was
both lines play like shit.
2024.
Yeah.
To a point. Yeah, to a point. Because the difference was within that Eagles offensive line is they made and parted the seas but Saquon to go off for 170 yards and
He
one
need,
Yeah.
touchdown.
need to, man.
That's why I
Yeah.
call this
You got me 30,
Giant
28 points
because
in
he was
fantasy
Bro.
today. Thank you.
Yeah, man. The damn difference is the skill positions. You got one team that, if you look at their skill positions on that roster, they got dogs at every position.
Top notch.
And then there's our roster, and we got who? You know what I mean? So outside of neighbors,
all you got is Daniel Jones and Malik Neighbors.
You got Daniel Jones.
That's it.
Why you proud to say you got Daniel Jones?
Here's the difference also. I didn't even know Drew Lock was still in the league. The fact that Drew Lock came in, I was like, Drew Lock, he's still in the league. I didn't even know he was on our squad. So Daniel Jones is the problem. He cannot score. He cannot. I don't care what the line is. He's had 6 years now. Did you see his stats on how many touchdowns he hasn't thrown at home? It's ridiculous. He cannot score the football in Giant Stadium. He holds on to the ball too long, and he can only hit a screen or the check down. That's it. He can't do nothing else, bro. He had 6 years to prove it. And Drew Lock came in, and Drew Lock did not get sacked. You know why? He got rid of the fucking ball. If it's time to run, he ran.
That's my point.
Hold on, Tyrone, because how many drops when thrown to other players happened today?
You know why? Because the receivers ain't expecting the ball to get there because Daniel Jones gets sacked. Like, oh shit, he actually threw it. That's why.
But when
yes, the Giants lead the league in drops. We lead the league in drops. Yes, we lead the league in drops.
Right.
Dan, you're talking about today. I'm talking about 6 years. He has a body of work now. Okay, you're talking about today.
I know that. He has
a body of work.
I'm going off of.
It's done. It's done. The Daniel Jones experiment is done. Sit him down. We playing for a high draft pick now. That's all it is. That's all it is. Daniel Jones cannot be salvaged,
I'm still sitting here trying to shoot y'all some bail because if he had receivers that knew how to get open, plus hate it or hate it, he actually is a run threat. He actually could be a run threat. His run game now is because he ain't got no fucking choice. Because he
runs right into the defense. Daniel Jones.
But if he had if y'all had pieces besides Saquon, if y'all had pieces to just add to, I could see a change. If y'all had,
Daniel,
if you had wide receivers,
he had Saquon, and it's saying nothing. The Eagles had 2 sacks today. Daniel Jones had 5. Daniel Jones was the sack leader for this week.
I don't know about that.
Daniel Jones, whenever he drops back, when he does this with the ball, you know a sack is coming. When he touches the ball like this, that's a sack. Boom. And how many times did he run into the rush, bro? How many times?
When you look at a quarterback, look at everything that you could possibly say to make to think of this guy as good. You said, oh, maybe he's accurate. Nope. Maybe he's got a good deep ball. Nope. Maybe he's good at reading defense. Nope. Like JG said, he can only do a screen pass or the check downs. That's all he's good at. That's not good enough in the NFL.
No, and then he can't make an NFL pass.
And then you said he was a run threat. But he only has speed. He has no athleticism. He has no vision. He has nothing that runner needs to be a run threat. He has speed, and when he ran too fast, he tripped over his own fucking feet and fell down.
And he runs into the defender. He runs right into defenders, man.
He has no vision. He can have speed if he can get a hole, but he don't know where the hole is because he runs right into the defenders. So when I look at everything that a quarterback needs to succeed in the NFL, Daniel Jones has none of it. There's nothing. There's no reason. He has no saving graces at all. And with a bad offensive line, you can say that. And you can say, I don't care if you give him Jerry Rice. He's got to be able to make those throws, and he cannot.
He can't, man. He misses wide open. He throws behind wide open tight ends, bro. How many?
I remember.
Yeah, he does all. It just whatever. That experiment's over.
I'm with you. I'm going off of what we saw today. I know the career. He ain't there. But when you go over the career, your Giants franchise gave that man nothing. And only Saquon, when he had him, was his only saving grace at that time. Remove Saquon,
still stunk.
now all he got is Malik Neighbors. All he got is Malik Neighbors. And the rest of the wide receiving core can't get open. When you can't get open, what the fuck is a quarterback to do? You know what I'm saying? So in some respects, when you, again, team game, when you look at the whole pot of gumbo, you look at the whole pot of gumbo and you're missing one piece of the Holy Trinity. Shouts out to New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? You're missing one piece of the whole Holy Trinity. You're not going to have the proper pot of gumbo cooking. But on your Giants case, you guys were missing so many fucking pieces and so many parts. He could never look good. And then again, when you bring the outside stuff in of you're paying this guy over $100 million to look like this,
the pressure
when you're not putting him, you're spending your money in not fueling his offense to help him make it look like he's worth that, which he's not. But you're not helping him and giving him any case or any causes to make himself look better.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
I know what you're saying, Tyrone. Of you're not giving no quality. You're not giving the quality looks. But then it goes back to what I said too. Still, what I always say, you're still a professional. When do you remember to play like a professional, Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones looks bad even when he's supposed to look good. When he has open receivers, he misses them. Then even though he doesn't have the receivers that can get open, even though they got a lot of drops, he misses open receivers a lot. And like you said, he has tight ends going across the middle against linebackers that he throws the ball behind, dude. That's not on the receivers, that's on his ability. Okay, so even when he has opportunities to look good,
but there's a lot. There's a lot tied to that too. But there's go ahead.
I never put the blame on Daniel. I'm the last person to put the blame on Daniel Jones because the Giants had so many holes. The Giants worked on their defense, and it shows. Their defense is fucking nasty. And we were missing Kayvon Thibodeau today. Their defense is fucking nasty.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I knew going into the season, we're going to have a dope defense. We were going to lose games in the third and fourth quarter because the defense is going to be out there too long, and that's just going to happen. I said, this year's draft, they'll work on getting more offense. They got Neighbors. They got him in there. Daniel Jones, the problem is that it doesn't matter at the pieces. They need a quarterback who can just create and be a little different because his shortcomings are so bad now where he can't see anything else. He can't even just throw the ball away. He takes too many sacks. Tommy Cutlass beat the Eagles last year. Tommy Cutlass beat that guy's not better than Daniel Jones, Tommy Cutlass, but he don't have the mental scars of the last 6 years. And Daniel Jones is just he needs a complete change. They're better off getting a journeyman right now and build that team because they just
My point though in saying that he's not 100. My point though in saying that he's not 100% of the problem is remembering how much this is a team game and the way that the team looked today. Like I felt bad for your defense because the defense played well until AJ Brown. Once he got a step on them corners, you wasn't catching him. And then the way that our banged up offensive line, like I said earlier, was parting the seas for now what I will now declare is the new giant killer in Saquon Barkley. Did you expect 170 rushing yards against y'all?
No.
I did.
Y'all
that's the best O-line in football.
Nah.
But that's what, at a certain point, I expected the game to be closer until the third quarter. And then that's the Giants' MO with that defense. They can hold you. They played him well. You expect him to hit a home run. That's what Saquon does. So when he got that 40-yard, I was like, yeah, it's about time. Right? That was after that, the defense.
He hit 3 home runs.
But that first one, how long was it before he hit that first one?
Yeah. He hit 3. And it took a while, but Kenny Gainwell, and he hit 3, and then Kenny Gainwell
after that was it, bro.
Hit a triple.
Yeah, that was it. The defense was done after that first one. They were done. They was like, fuck this. Why we out here doing this? And these motherfuckers ain't scoring points. And you can't do it. Daniel Jones, he can't score the football, especially at home. It's atrocious. So forget it.
I will say that the Eagles cheated. let's just get to the fact that the refs did cheat
Here
on
we
that
go.
one
Here we
Giants
go.
touchdown. That offensive pass interference was fucking ridiculous, dude.
That was trash.
And
That
the
was
same
trash.
thing is AJ Brown on his touchdown clearly pushed off way harder than that, and they ain't say shit. So if you're gonna call that as the offensive pass interference, when AJ Brown smoked that guy down the sideline, he pushed him off. Watch the video, pushed him off. Okay,
You could call that on every play though, man. And every play in the NFL like
so
that. You can call it.
I'm
But
not
that was
trying to hear it. And the
They-
commentator,
but
They do allow
that rook
they
should
do
not have
allow
done
a
that
level
shit
of
in front of the
contact.
ref.
It's
Yeah.
just how smart of a push
yeah,
is done. How
saying
well
that's
it's there's tricks in this, Tyrone, play the game. There's like I said to y'all before several times over. There is holding on every play in football. Right? Am I wrong, Jamal? There is holding
Sure
in
is.
every fucking play of football.
Get your hands on the
how-
inside
it's
on
how-
the numbers.
It's how sick.
And you yes.
It's how sick and Sid. It's
Yes.
how sick do you make it look that
Yeah.
it doesn't look like holding.
That's the same
That
play.
push-off shit happens all the time. It's
That's
just
the
how do you
same
swipe?
shit.
How do you swipe them hands to not make it look egregious?
That's
Yes,
the same shit the commentators tried to pull. Oh, he got called because he didn't push him. You got to push him on his hip. You got to push him low. You got to hide your hands and all that.
It's the
But
truth
I'm
though.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is truth.
Yeah, it is. But the push off was not egregious. Even though it
It
was
wasn't.
clear you could see it, it wasn't egregious. It wasn't a bad push off. It was something that those refs should not have called. Whereas the push off on AJ Brown should have been called. That was egregious. And that was high too. It wasn't like he didn't hide it, he didn't disguise it, he didn't do it correctly.
TJ, we let you chill in the background for a minute, right? But we cheated according to Tyrone, as every week somebody cheats according to Tyrone every fucking
We
week.
cheated.
But how did that cheat in effect 170 fucking yards against y'all?
No, man. Like, I wanted Saquon to go off for like 100 and something yards and they lose by 3. That's the way I felt because I got Saquon on my fantasy team. So, but
And what? Here's the fucking dumb shit, right? Here's the fucking dumb shit. Because it's Daniel Jones at home, right? All right. The game in Philly, watch that shit be close.
yeah.
And that's the shit I hate about Daniel Jones. Watch that shit be close.
Here's the stat. The New York Giants this season only averaged 9 points at home. 9 points.
That's the whole point.
On the road, they average 23 points a game. He
Look
cannot
at Daniel
play
Jones' career at home. His career
cannot
at
play a
home
Giants
is
stadium.
atrocious. He can't.
He cannot play at Giants Stadium. It's too big for him. It's too big for him.
But
You're never
go
gonna
back
get
to what I
anywhere.
said.
Yep,
Well,
scoring 9 points.
Saquon is the best running back in the league. I
Thank
said that for the last few seasons. I said he's the best. When healthy, he is the best in the league. And now you're giving him the best line in the league. And you see what the results are against a bad team. Now, going forward, this is a win is a win. This looks good for the Eagles. I would not get high off this win because this is the fucking Giants.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
And
if it was
I was like,
it was against a better team, I don't know if this happens.
But hey, and actually, I'm glad shit like this happens because again, the Giants need to hit rock bottom before there's some major shakeup, and they fucking.
We're getting the top 5 draft pick this year.
Decline, and but hey,
But the Eagles are in a pretty interesting stretch right now because the next game is Cincinnati, which is going to be which could be a tough team game for them. Then they got the Jaguars, which it might seem like a trap game. If they do good and beat Cincinnati, the Jaguars could potentially be a trap game. And then they got the Cowboys, who we don't know what they are. We assume
Cowboys are washed. They're washed.
So these next 3 games are going to be kind of really like we really going to see what the Eagles are really made of in these next 3 because they got a good team, they got a terrible team, and they got a team who is terrible but has the potential to be good and could
They'll go
possibly
2-1. They'll go 2-1.
yeah, they got a potential to go 3-0 this stretch, but I think the Bengals is a trap game because the Bengals, these
count
losses
them
this
out.
year is what, 3 points, 3 points as such. Their defense for some reason just has not showed up this year. But they can put it together on any given week, and then I guess we'll really find out what the Eagles are made of these next few games, and we'll see if the former racial slurs hold on to that lead and they still what they are. So we'll see. But the Eagles I think they got the fourth easiest schedule the rest of the way. But now they got the rest of the division game, so we'll see.
When is respect gonna be put on the Commander's
30s.
name around here? They the former racial slurs. It's over. It's been time enough now that y'all can let that shit go. I don't want to
I
hear
did
it.
say former racial slurs. If I didn't,
Yeah,
I
but you
stand
don't have
corrected.
to
I
bring
thought I
it
said
up.
former racial slurs.
I'm getting sensitive.
I'm still mad they
It'll
didn't
never
name
go
that
away.
team the Red Tails.
But y'all did what you're supposed to do against the bad Carolina team. The score was 40-7. 40-7. Chiefs beat the 49ers a little while ago, 21-12. Bengals beat the Browns 21-14, which the Browns, I mean, you want to talk about when bad gets worse. And it's still making me mad that I thought a little more highly of them this year, but Deshaun Watson going down with the Achilles injury off
Did you see his leg?
Off a step.
You see that pop though?
Off
you
a
see
step.
his leg go like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, and they didn't even call Flacco. Like after what Flacco did for him last season, they didn't even give him a phone call in the offseason. And now look. You see what I'm saying? It was like, why not?
He's doing his thing in Indianapolis.
I know, but why? I don't understand how Flacco was out of Cleveland. Like, I don't get that to save my life, dude. Like, why didn't they didn't, he said they didn't call him, they didn't nothing. They just kind of was just like, okay, see you later.
Yo, Richardson is hurt again in Indianapolis?
Is he?
Yeah, Richardson was out. He
started the game.
Yeah, he was out. He's been, I don't know, but they got him in Indianapolis. They got Flacco there. That's a good deal because Richardson is, in and out. But I just was shocked that that Cleveland just let him go without even saying anything. And
that's a quality backup right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're on mute, sir.
Thank you. Hey, Anthony Richardson came back and played today. I just was checking the box score stats: 10 for 24, 129. But a rushing touchdown, only rushing touchdown, and some field goals.
Hey, Tua's supposed to get on concussion protocol next week.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That's crazy.
That ain't going. I don't think that's going to change too much. I don't
You
think that's
said
going to change too much for Miami.
You said 10 for 24, 129.
Yeah. Hold on, fellas.
Well, he didn't play then. He came back in the game, but he wasn't damn sure wasn't playing. That's terrible.
Well, it's still the NFL game, and this was his first full game back?
Yeah,
this is his first full game back. So
yeah,
I mean, what are you expecting? What are you really expecting out of this shit? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. This is the other thing I was saying though behind our game today, right? Was this is what I described to y'all last week, and when y'all said, "Oh, we were just supposed to beat up on the Browns and yada yada yada." This week's game made last week's game look like exactly what I told y'all it was. It was like a tune-up for players coming back that were injured. And I will sit here and say the Giants actually are, to me, a far better team than that Cleveland team. A far better team, especially defensive-wise. Top sack team in the league. Far better team than that Cleveland team. And then we today we looked like we were a little bit better of a well-oiled machine. Outside of again, both sides played with injured offensive lines. It's just one played better than the others. You know what I'm saying? Offensively, like we already described, y'all couldn't get shit off other than a couple catches from Malik Neighbors. But other than that, like, I mean, this was how the Eagles should have looked. Yeah, we should have looked like this against the Browns, but they displayed to me, yeah, that was a tune-up game last week to get the wheels in motion. But y'all didn't want to believe me last week when I kept saying
You don't. You don't.
I still don't believe, man. But you won the day, and that's your squad. So I'm gonna take your word for it. I have to see more, man. I have to see more from the NFC East, man. That's all.
You and me,
But yeah. We'll
you
see.
and me both.
We'll see. Yeah. I just know.
Excuse me, y'all. You and
I
me
don't.
both.
I just know the Giants, and I know how the Giants are, especially against the Eagles. And that's sometimes you just can't. But hey, man, you could be right. I mean, on paper, I still think you got the best roster in football. On paper, who's got a better starting 3 wide receivers and running back and quarterback and offensive line, and when Goddard comes out, tight end, ridiculous.
And Jahan Dotson spent a lot of time on the sideline today. And
Yeah,
I barely see him on the field. I think freaking what's the name? Devontae Smith, I think, was -2 yards receiving today.
Yeah.
The run game just happened to work phenomenally against an amazing defensive line. And like I said, I can shit on y'all Giants all fucking day if I want to. Nah, y'all, your defense is absolutely legit if they had a lead to play with.
For sure.
If they had a lead to play with.
They're also missing Kayvon,
and if they had
Thibodeau. Yeah. Thibodeau's not playing.
Right, which again, for 6 sacks, you didn't miss him today. You didn't miss him. You didn't.
I think we missed him on the run, man, on
sacks.
the outside. Yeah, I think we missed him on the run, but go for it.
Well, yeah. The way that them stretch run plays was working, 2 plays in a row, whoever was on the end. The Gainwell one, that defensive end should have broke off a little better and separated himself a little better to make the stop. But that the Saquon one for 40 plus, there was everything was blocked too perfectly. Especially when you watch our center get out there he hit that pole and hit one block that made me. I was like, woo! Like just the offensive lineman in me was just like, ooh, that's how that shit gets done. And then the rest was Saquon's work to do. But again,
good win though, man. Good win.
The Giants were missing Andrew Thomas today. They needed help on that offensive line.
They're missing the best lineman, the left tackle, or with a bad quarterback who's already trash, and you're missing your best pass rusher.
Yeah.
And best lineman. But hey, man, do I think that would have made a difference in the game? It may have been closer, but that L was still coming. That's what I mean. So, why?
It might have been 2. It might have been 2 or 3 less sacks.
Daniel Jones can't score. He can't move the football no matter what. So, and that's what it is. But go for it, man.
Hey, again, I agree. But be honest, both of y'all.
Yes, sir.
Has y'all organization done him any justice in getting him weapons for him to even think about playing better?
No.
We don't know because we don't know if he can get them the ball at this point. That's why I need to see another quarterback. We don't know.
I'm trying to get y'all to think differently, but I ain't moving y'all off that rock. It's cool.
No, sir.
It's cool.
We done had the trauma of watching this dude for 6 years, bro. It's like, I need to see somebody else in there, and see what they can do. So, but he just can't move the football. Other quarterbacks take shots. I was like, man, I knew it. Drew Lock was getting the ball. Not that Drew Lock played well, but he got the ball out of it. He didn't take no sacks. He saw when the play was busted and ran with him. He knew how to throw the ball away. Tommy Cutlets, more aggressive downfield than Daniel Jones. You know what I mean? Much more aggressive downfield.
Y'all felt nothing when Daniel Jones stiff-armed Cooper DeJean pretty nicely.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
But But when Saquon that first pop from Saquon
Yeah, man.
that shit was.
Well, we know what he is, man.
I forgot. I don't know who the player was that he gave that shot to, but that shit looked like every bit of 600 pounds squatting.
Oh, yeah.
That shit looked like every bit of 600 pounds squatting.
Take your medicine,
damn it,
son.
man. But we done. This was a good one. Y'all. JG, you know what to do.
Yo, shout out to y'all. A great show. Shout out to Lispa, TJ, Big O, back in the motherland, Mayor. Peace to Ishtar, Disabled Planets, and Ill Magic. But no, great chopping it up. I'm looking forward to the rest of the week in sports. We're gonna have a lot to talk about for the next couple weeks. So I'm looking forward to that. I think Mets and Dodgers is tonight, right?
Yeah, 8:00.
All right.
Same time the Liberty's playing. So
I gotta get my fat ass downstairs and lift some weights and try and exercise a little bit before I sit down and eat a cheesesteak again. So go ahead.
Tyrone.
Yeah, shout out to you guys and shout out to O. Let's go Liberty, and I guess let's go Dodgers. Because I'm sorry, guys, that's what I want to see as a fan. So I'm rooting for the Dodgers tonight. I'm rooting for the Liberty. I want Stewie to get championship in New York City, and that's it. And I hope prayers go out to Jaden Daniels. He had a little slight rib injury, and I hope that he can come back, because if not, then Eagles got it, because our season's going to be derailed, because I don't have faith in Marcus Mariota. But other than that, good show. And go ahead, TJ.
Yeah, man. I'm going to miss next week because by the time we come back, the Knicks will have played at least a few games, and I definitely would have wanted to talk about that, and especially that opening night against Boston. That's going to be very exciting next week. I'm really looking forward to the NBA this season. And, the World Series would have started. You could, I want to get in with that, but we'll see what happens. I might try to sneak in. I know Cali time, I have to give up mad early to catch you guys, but always a dope show. Like you said, a lot of stuff to talk about in the coming weeks. Can't wait for it.
And see, TJ, that's the good thing about being on the West Coast time is if you get up and start your day early enough, you can get this over with and then still got the whole day.
You damn right about that.
You know what I'm saying? You still have the
damn
whole
right
day,
about
man.
that.
But big ups to everybody as always. Hit the hooksrub.com, 20% off using the code starting5. I had to give special shouts out to Big O because I've been waiting for the show to say this. Is our brother even having fun out there? Because this nigga got our Instagram fucking group chat on. I mean, he's normally sending shit, but it seems like 2 or 3 times much more.
Yeah,
it must be boring. It must be boring as shit in Ghana right now.
Your man posting like 5 joints in a row, man. It's just like, God damn, bro. I thought you were on
in
vacation.
Like 30 seconds.
I mean, he's chilling at his parents' joint, or they outside, they out in the country a little bit. So I guess there's only so much cassava and plantain you can eat before you just before you get bored. I'm sorry,
I had to call that out because I know I wasn't the only one who recognized that, but
no,
shout out to our brother in the motherland.
That's why I thought he was back, because he was posting so much.
Right.
He stayed active.
I guess he said. I guess he
active
said
on the socials.
He said.
Yeah.
He said. I guess he said, "Yo, I gotta use this shit while the internet works out here." It's like shit, you know what I'm saying? Like while the Wi-Fi is working.
I was about to say, what's my man Roman charges? Because man, that phone bill
He better have bought the ill package. Pause. Word. Word. He got that satellite phone that Jay-Z used to talk about back in the day. But anyway,
yes,
this was a good conversation, good show. I got some shit to tell y'all backstage. So peace. See y'all
Peace.
on the next episode.